Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to dive into something deeply important for our spiritual and moral growth: chastity and living with moral integrity according to Christian teachings. Whether you're a young adult, a parent, or someone looking to understand how to live a more virtuous life, this video is for you. So let's get started. Chastity is often misunderstood as just avoiding certain behaviors, but it's actually a lot more than that. It's a positive virtue that seeks to purify both our hearts and actions. In the Christian context, chastity isn't just about avoiding sexual sin. It's about aligning our whole personality with God's will. For some, chastity might mean celibacy or virginity, where their hearts are solely dedicated to God. For others, it could look like practicing self-control in marriage or in singleness. Whatever your state in life, chastity calls for purity in both mind and body. As Jesus said, if anyone looks at someone lustfully, they've already committed adultery in their heart. It's about much more than just actions. It's about purifying our hearts. So, why is chastity so important? St. Paul reminds us that our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. Every time we sin in these matters, we're not just dishonoring our own bodies, but also offending Christ, who has redeemed us. We've been bought at a price, and we should treat our bodies with a dignity that reflects that sacred truth. Living chastely increases our dignity, allowing us to love truly and selflessly. It teaches us to respect others, to love without selfish desires, and to focus on what's pure. Chastity is a powerful virtue that leads to true love and deeper connection with God. Now, let's talk about the struggle. We all know that living a Christian life isn't easy. St. Paul describes the inner conflict we face between the law of the mind and the temptations of the flesh. The grace of Jesus Christ gives us the strength to overcome, but it doesn't erase the temptation that comes from sin and the world. This world, as St. John says, is in the power of the evil one, and we must be vigilant. So how do we resist? Through prayer, discipline, and living a life that's focused on the Spirit. We have to deny ourselves and take up our cross daily. As Christ said, that means embracing the hard work of guarding our hearts, avoiding temptations, and living a life that reflects the purity Christ calls us to. But how can we practically live this out? Well, the Church has always provided solid guidance. Here are a few things we can do. Discipline your senses and mind. Be cautious about what you watch, read, and listen to. Stay vigilant and avoid occasions of sin. Steer clear of places or situations where you're tempted. Live modestly and with moderation. This applies not only to your actions, but to your recreation and habits. Pray regularly. Ask God for strength, and take part in the sacraments, like confession and the Eucharist. Seek the examples of saints. Find role models, especially young saints, who lived out chastity beautifully. Stay connected to Mary. Devotion to the Immaculate Virgin Mother helps us in our journey of purity. It's not just about us as individuals. Parents, educators, and even those who create art or media have a responsibility to foster a virtuous environment. Parents should educate their children in Christian values and lead by example, helping them grow in moral maturity. Educators should guide the youth to discern moral values and make wise, virtuous choices. And those who work in media, art, or entertainment, remember that your work has power. It can shape the hearts and minds of others. So make sure it reflects Christian values, promoting purity and goodness. Finally, remember the words of the Second Vatican Council. Children and young people have a right to be educated in moral values. As adults, it's our responsibility to help them embrace these values personally and wholeheartedly, so they can grow into mature, virtuous individuals. Living a chaste life is a challenge, but it's one that can be incredibly rewarding. With God's grace, we can overcome temptations, purify our hearts, and live with true love and respect for others. It's not just about following rules. It's about living a life that honors God and reflects His beauty. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit from this message. And as always, stay rooted in faith and live out these virtues with joy.